Feature Friday.
The freshest. Yes.
We love discovering new languages and diving deeper into their own music and their own music industries in India. Marathi is one of them ones that we haven't checked out that much of in terms of music. Shreya Ghoshal did a fantastic song of this with Ajay-Atul, they're the composers, and it was for a Marathi composition, and she did it live. And everyone's been really talking about this, even though it's quite old. For some reason, we've been really getting sent this lately, so let's give it a watch.
Marathi states in the south, though, right?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's just her alone. That's mad.
I always wonder why the stages. Oh wow, she looks gorgeous. Why the stages are so like close to the audience.
Oh, they said English subtitles.
Maybe because it's romanized.
Here's a question, because people in the comments were like really praising her for her pronunciation. My question is, if you can read, because she's Bengali, so if you can read Bengal,
I think it's a completely different.
can
language.
you read Marathi? Kinda.
I think it's a completely different language.
Yeah. So what the is she reading?
Maybe the
Romanized.
Pronunciation, or like a pronunciating guide.
Right.
Yeah. My God, that's difficult. That's crazy hard. And she's alone.
Yeah,
and
dude.
she's reading the lyrics, and like there's a bunch of people, like so many people. I would be crapping my jokes.
Yeah, dude.
In part of my French.
It's
but
such an exposing environment.
Oh, I like the rhythm though.
We were watching yesterday. We went to a jazz concert where it was like the first event we ever did. It was like 50 people in the place. It was very like low key, really nice. And one of the composers, he had traveled to India, the south of India, and he came back to Britain. The guy is actually like from Europe, and then he decided to make like some jazzy experimental compositions with some South Indian influences. He didn't mention what state. He's kind of like us, where we just sort of say the South, and that's like kind of wrong just to say, because the South is fucking ginormous.
And yeah, and each state is so individually different and distinct.
So I apologize for always us doing that. But he had like some different rhythms that he was trying to experiment with, and doing it with alternative jazz and experimental jazz. And they sometimes, when I listen then to music from like either Marathi or Telugu kind of music, you hear what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
I wish I had some footage, but I don't.
But I don't.
Yeah, but it just reminded me of that.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like the R's in Marathi are more accentuated. I love Ajay-Atul's compositions
Me
as well.
too. They're very whimsical.
Very.
Why do these guys are not like out here partying? I would be. I'd be like, wow!
Wait till you see the lyrics.
Also, where is she breathing?
Yeah, I don't understand when she takes breath.
I think
sometimes.
there are tiny little moments where she like releases her lower abdominal.
Breaths.
No, it's mouth breathing. It's mouth. It's through the mouth. So she drops her diaphragm down, and it allows for the air to suck in naturally. So when you release your abdominal wall, so you get that like natural sucking of the air through the mouth. So no, don't try to push it. Just release it. Again, presumptions, but just given the fact that it's so quick.
And given her classical background, it's also sometimes hard to judge on how they get taught breath control.
That's true. It's very effective regardless, though.
Oh, probably one of the most effective breath control techniques ever. But yeah, I love that song. Like, so to the untrained ear, it's really hard to see if like there's any difference in like accents or inflections.
So much.
And then people in the comments, because I just checked the comments before checking this video, and they were like, "Oh, she has the best Bengali Marathi pronunciation," and it's like, what?
What does that
How
mean?
can someone? I know, obviously, if we were a native, maybe we'll be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like really subtle. But what are some of the subtleties? Because the singing for an untrained ear like ours, even though we are consuming a lot of Indian music, it's still very difficult to clock those type of subtleties.
To be honest, though, if you didn't tell me this was in Marathi and you showed
It'd
me
be very difficult for us
the
to.
live performance, I would think that she just doesn't know the song or the structure of the song that much.
Right.
The reason why she is reading it, I wouldn't even think about her reading in a different language to begin with. So, yeah, it's quite interesting to me.
So it goes, the melodic mist voices of the river came. I was overwhelmed. The melodic mist voices of the river came. Sweet cube ale. I am such a colored pearl of the body. They didn't come out of the smell kevdia, which I don't know what it means. The forest are overflowing with leaves. My chief did not understand. Come on, put your heart in it. The sweet cube came. I have endured the wind. I have endured the stream. I was not deceived by the cup of mercury. The village boys and the peacocks of the forest. Not everyone saw Shivari. She got up. The whole thing got up. And then this didn't translate, I guess. Sweet cube. Sarituni is a melodic, hazy voice. And this bit, it doesn't translate because I was so interested
Dear friend.
on what she says there.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I think that's why a lot of
Good.
people, especially like in the higher demographics, like 50 plus, I think the way they consume music and appreciate music in places like South Asia in general, it's much more like they pay such close
Retrospective.
attention to the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the demographics in which I think pay so much attention to the lyrics, the vocal prowess, and then last their musical composition.
Correct.
And then, so they're really like in a retrospective sort of perspective. Retrospective
state.
That would be better. We noticed that as well when we saw live music, Indian live music, especially classical. Even though classical is more rags and I guess the lyrics as well. But everyone sort of just consumes it very differently to how we do in the West.
Correct.
Like,
and I also feel it's our Latin blood coming through really strongly with that whenever there is a live performance, it therefore has to be a party. Like, there's just no understanding of any other thing regardless.
Yeah, like in black culture or in Latin culture, it's like the louder the better.
Yeah, even if it's a ballad, even if it's a heartbreak, even if you're out there with, you lost your job today and have no money, you're out there singing your heart out and everybody's gonna hear you.
It's like a reward.
It's very strange.
Anyways.
It's very different for sure.
Yeah, let us know how you guys thoughts about it. If you have any answers to the questions we asked, please put them in the comment section below. Goodbye.